to sit in all day long, it'll be webinar from 9 to 5. That's why I'm standing.
I don't blame you. We just flew up from Orlando.
About 3 hours?
Yeah, but we had to get up at 4:30.
So do
You
you,
had to get me out of there. I'm not a smart girl. Although I think going down there, I would end up growing stuff. I'm crazy.
that must be, is that 9 or 10? Bronze of higher, so 9?
It's probably even higher than that because I know Key West.
Oh, he was.
But it has frozen. Can't see everything. Stop short of showing the phone calls. Did make it.
You should probably be at the board table, perhaps. We'll find a place. Where would you choose to be?
Oh, doesn't matter, is that a good seat next
That's
to
a
you?
chair.
Oh, now you sit next to
Don't
Don't
sit
worry.
on this.
You can spread your stuff out, I'll just look on anyway. We don't need to duplicate it.
Okay. This is, Highfield Zoning Board of Adjustment for February 26th. We have this evening, Bob Elliott, Betsy Close, myself, Ken Lawrence, our alternate, Catherine Tarnowski. We have Steve Yevich and Tom, oh shit.
Tom Correll, remember?
Thank you. Well,
Yeah, I
I-
know.
No, I didn't apparently, I was having
You
difficulty.
didn't tap on your phone.
I got 5 out of 6, and I'm having trouble with the 1, and you haven't been around very long, so I'll get there.
You're
Not
forgiven.
today. Thank you. Very
Yes,
good.
yes.
So our first action will be the hearing on an accessory dwelling unit with the makers. Is this a family trust? This is a special exception. There was 2 items that were in question at the last meeting, I believe. Those 2 items were just show us parking and define perhaps a little better living quarters. Yeah, living quarters and how that relates to the accessory dwelling.
So the first page I gave you shows our lot and where we have room to put 4 vehicles. Our driveway is approximately 280 feet from the road to the barn, and the wider section there is 19 feet. It's all asphalt, I believe the town requirement is asphalt or gravel. Any questions?
Well, it appears you could fit 4 cars here. The way this looks, though, 2 of the cars would have to move out to get the truck out.
That's not true, sir.
Really? I see the barn, front of the barn, two going straight in and two in the 90-degree turn. How would you be able to get the
The
truck?
truck can go to the right and all the way back onto my driveway.
One of the four cars could go in the second, can park in the garage in the second stall. I mean, the one stall is the through part.
Right, then we have the second stall there, then we have the existing stall under the house. And the barn will house two cars easily.
Right.
And from the street to the front of the ADU,
It's about 180 feet.
I don't understand that, it just looks like the driveway goes through the ADU.
Right, that's what I was thinking. It
It
does.
just doesn't look right.
It does.
Yeah.
There's a plumb down the door.
You know what
You
you see
drive right
here?
through it.
The driveway goes through that left-hand side.
In a sense, that's
There's a
true.
picture here that shows
Yeah.
you.
This is,
Oh, but it's, okay, I see.
and this is here, and this is the back door.
So
of
it
this
is
guy.
a drive-through.
And that is here, and then I was looking at this back barn when I was talking about that.
I understood that.
Uh,
Okay, so there really
Four
is.
cars is just not an issue. They satisfy that need for our ADU.
Yeah.
And then the second problem was our square footage.
Yes,
And so the original structure is 1,600 square feet.
okay,
The ADU is 800, which is 2,400, actually 792, but to keep things simple, 800 square feet, which is 2,400 square feet. A third of that, easy math, 800 square feet. And the little block on the right of the first drawing on the top, where it says ADU calculations, actually breaks down your square footage.
Yeah.
okay. Does anybody have any discussion or questions about that?
I see we can shrink down that whole stairway
Yeah.
and move the washer dryer.
Unfortunately, if my mom had
Yeah.
been one of those stair climbers, now we can't go straight up, but the circulation will be.
But
We reduce the overall width.
can get in from the back, from the deck, and come around that way,
Right.
right? Yeah, because I was thinking about that after the last meeting.
Yeah.
We have to
Yeah.
put a ramp in, how
Yeah,
does this work?
exactly.
Okay.
Or our front door as well. to come up the ramp.
Ah, true.
So we reduced the width by 2 feet,
that's right.
and then took out the dining room and reduced the area in the entryway.
Anybody have any questions about that? Okay, I have in front of me the list of requirements for accessory dwelling units. I believe we discussed most of them and found only two that were not totally clear or needed some clarification. I'm gonna run through the list. Number one, proposed use must conform to the dimensional requirements of a single-family lot, meet all existing requirements. Structures shall be allowed within 20 feet of side and rear property line and 25 feet from the front property. Height cannot exceed 35 feet, lot coverage cannot exceed 25%.
Is it a problem with her?
Everybody agree?
Agree.
Agreed. Agreed.
Okay.
Can it become 6 votes or 5?
Oh, it's only 5 votes ever.
Yeah. That'd be odd.
And I didn't address the one alternate, or did I say? It's just right.
You did.
It's alternate. If I can, just miss a little detail like that without thinking too much about it. Right, number two, occupancy of the ADU shall comply with standards of maximum occupancy per bedroom per the USHUD. most common maximum occupancy limit recommended by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, is the 2.1 standard. This equates to 2 people in 1 bedroom.
That'll be one person. You can take my mom.
And this is, if you will, a grand example of even how we had in-law apartments before it became accessory dwelling unit. The big change there is it just didn't have to be family. The accessory apartment shall be designed so that the appearance of the building remains that of a one-family dwelling unit. There shall be one egress to the primary living area from the accessory apartment. All new entrances shall be located on the side or the rear of the building.
Which, hold on, let me just, yeah. Yeah.
All in agreement on this, that this looks correct this way?
Yeah.
Tom, Steve? Look good to you?
Yes.
Okay, Steve?
Yes.
Thank you. Size of the accessory apartment shall not exceed 1/3 living area of the entire dwelling unit, both units. Shall not be required to be less than 750 square feet. Okay, we've just worked through that. Everybody in agreement on that?
Yep.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Please. One of the units with a single family, one of the units must be, continue to be owner occupied.
Not going
Okay?
We go through this.
28 years when I got me on.
Yeah. No more than 2 bedrooms permitted in the accessory apartment.
We have
You have one. Okay. Off-street paved gravel parking shall be provided for at least 4 vehicles. Dog parking on the plan. I feel like that was shown in detail what was asked for.
Yep.
Agreed? Thank you.
Yes.
Structure in the lot shall not be converted to a condominium or any other form of legal ownership distinct from the ownership of an existing single-family dwelling. Well, that, the remedy would be the town going into suit if it should be attempted to do something different.
Oh, yeah.
All right, prior to granting the special exception by the ZBA, the owner shall provide following evidence. Septic system is adequate for both units according to the town of New Hampshire Water Supply Pollution Control. The owner shall also provide evidence there is adequate potable water to the standards of New Hampshire. Building inspector shall indicate his approval in writing to the ZBA. Now, we had a letter from Mike Como.
Yeah.
There's that part. Did we see anything about water?
In the original meeting.
Did we have, if it's in the original, it's
Correct,
good.
the original application.
The continuance of that,
Yep.
okay? Floor plan showing the proposed changes to the building, it's here. Sketch of the lot with the existing and proposed structures, parking. here. Did we have anything from Larry in here? The last thing here, this has always been just a little bit of a stickler, but we can work with it. Evidence must be submitted to the building inspector that all building requirements can be met. The building inspector shall then indicate his approval in writing to the ZBA.
So it's always flipped, right? Because they're here for the variance, special exception, and they can't get the permit until that, you get that, so that
And-
does follow.
And sometimes I've had to twist the building inspector's arm because he's inspecting things, he inspects the print, but then he inspects the follow-up of the,
So sometimes there's a little delay.
well, there is, and if we have any such thing, do you recall having the building inspector sign anything for you that you can meet the requirements?
All that I know is that he said that we had given him everything he needed to move forward.
To get, well, that's a little bit different. That's everything you needed to get a building permit.
We did have the septic system update, I think you guys did.
Yeah, and that was, and I spoke with the gentleman who does our inspections and reviews the pits for the town. And he had, I don't see it right here, but, oh, I do see it right here. That this was, that the septic met everything.
Our well is rated for a 3-bedroom home. There's 2 people living there and has only been 2 people living there for the entirety of the time the house was built. It's talking about water now, right?
So the only thing I'm not seeing is that going thing for building inspector and what we've sometimes done in the past is to conditionally approve something based on, I get that letter, then I sign the approval. This has happened
And it shouldn't take.
every time that we've done this? Yeah, I'm afraid so.
I guess I don't really understand what you're saying.
Okay,
This is not going to be approved tonight?
it is
Through no
gonna,
fault of ours?
it's gonna be approved conditionally.
Okay, thank you.
The very last item on this list of conditions that must be met for an accessory dwelling unit, very last sentence, the building inspector shall then indicate his approval in writing to the ZBA.
In other words, he issues a building permit.
Yeah.
I didn't think it is that he issues the building permit. No, this is a letter, his approval in writing to the ZBA.
Of what?
That the
Of the
conditions,
plan.
it looks like the
Oh, the
conditions can be
amended
met.
plan.
Yeah.
Well, we have to do our thing before Larry can do his.
Yes,
Right, exactly.
yes. And this may be, yeah, this one is a little difficult, and maybe something to discuss with the planning board, whether we want to make a change there, but,
We're approving the special exception.
Yes.
We're about to, we haven't yet. That could go off the rails, but
there's a
we're,
motion made and a second and a vote, then, all right. I'll make a motion that we approve this accessory dwelling unit with the condition that before the decision is signed, that I see a letter from the building inspector, that all the building requirements can be met.
I second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. You know what that means?
So what do we do from here? What do we, if that was Larry's job, he's had this information for 2 months.
That
There's
is,
some, yeah,
Larry's gonna get notice of the conditional, special exception approval, and then he has to take a step.
and I may see Larry in the morning and tell him.
yeah, we need to take
We're
that
gonna
step.
do this again.
Right.
You write that out and sign it.
Right. Didn't we quick enough?
Material costs are going up.
Okay, you've been approved with just that one thing, and that's basically, in my mind, dotting the I, crossing the T. That's what
Do you
it
need to be
says.
there tomorrow morning when you need to Larry? I would have to be there.
The more persistent you are, the better the
Yeah, and
chance.
it's,
Be obnoxious.
either go in and see him for a moment, if it's not terribly inconvenient, or give him a call and just say, this is what we need. I'll probably do it anyway, but that's, he will see this.
Perfect.
This was different than the last meeting.
Sure is.
Yeah, I had the gang against me here last.
I will too,
You guys
but-
shoot fireworks, like instead of the rooster going off?
What's that?
Instead of the rooster going off every morning,
Yeah.
you shoot fireworks?
I don't. Never have.
There seemed to be some problem that I couldn't fathom, and I don't have a need to fathom it, but.
Well, here's the way, when you're
No,
shot, I was
I
totally
didn't
caught
get
off
it either.
guard.
I'm just trying to take care of my mom.
I had actually spoken to Sheila Lane at the gym and told her if she had any questions, I'd be happy to answer them, and I had drawings I would share with her.
Well,
The response
Fran
was
already has it.
silence.
oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, and your service to the town as well.
Good luck on your tomorrow.
Thank you. Mom can sleep at night.
Yeah, that'll be the first call for me.
She's a worry. It's hard for a 91-year-old woman that's been in the home since she was 17 to understand why you can't do what you want to do on your own property. But appreciate your time.
Well, for bedside, maybe daytime reading, you could give her a book of warnings. She'll be napping shortly, I'm sure.
You probably understand it better than me, to tell you the truth.
Well, that may be.
Thank you.
Thank you again, I appreciate it.
Good luck.
Have a good night.
Continuing on, this becomes simply a public meeting and not a hearing. To determine whether the board will consider the submitted request for a rehearing of case 24-12-18-01, which was the equitable waiver for the Vernon Family Farms sign. Now, the meeting was December 18th. And the appeal for a rehearing was not until like the 24th of January, February.
He knew that. Did
It was beyond the 30 days
He's-
since the decision.
And he's pretty sharp on the dates and,
He is pretty sharp on the dates. He was using the date at which the written decision was signed. We have had some guidance that date that the vote was taken is the date that the 30 days, the day after the day is when the 30 days starts. And then the way the written decision in the minutes works is that from 30 days, when those were available, he can make a modification to amend the appeal for rehearing.
I'd like to clarify. He
Yeah.
was at the December 18th meeting.
Oh, yes.
It was, yeah.
So he knew the board had rendered his decision on December 18th.
He did.
So it's pretty clear the 30-day clock started then, not when the minutes or whatever got published. At least to me.
My observation is that on my left side and on my right side, there were people I thought that might file an appeal. That was right, but only for one side. But the other side, we don't know. Anybody have any further discussion?
Well, I think we should read into the record all of all of the cited violations, and we should read into the record why we don't find those as being legitimate
Or timely.
or talked about.
I think the timeliness trumps all.
Yeah, but, I mean, for the record, it should go on record that we've reviewed each of the cited violations or whatever, and why we don't find them justifiable for a rehearing.
And I would have thought Scott would be here. Surprised he
Just
didn't.
maybe right there.
Well,
Oh, okay.
to that point.
But still,
Yeah, I know.
I think it's.
So this is, we don't have to allow him to speak.
No.
Well, I
I mean, this
understand
is
that.
not a, this
I
is not
understand.
a,
Well, if I may, to that point, our legal has reviewed the motion,
yes.
and through our legal advice, it is said that the motion should be denied based on all those factors that we recommended. Would it not achieve the same thing if we just all acknowledge that we have all read the requirements, or excuse me, the recommendations by our legal counsel, and therefore make a motion to deny the motion for the rehearing based on?
So we're gonna submit that.
Correct.
As evidence of.
Actually, that's,
Correct.
I asked if that should be read for the record and become part of the record. And no, should be considered as the same thing as confidential attorney-client privilege, if you will.
Yeah.
And what I would say publicly is that counsel has good arguments that all but one of the reasons that Mr. Watchman has presented have either no merit for rehearing, and the one is not timely presented.
And the board can't change statute, which says, it gives the time.
I think he knows that.
I'm going to make a motion that based on the untimeliness of the application for appeal for a rehearing, that we deny a rehearing for this case.
Second.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
No deal.
That's
And,
what.
I had similar thoughts to what you were, the line you were taking. And I just had a brief conversation with her, and said, this isn't, but,
I wonder too if it might give a mixed message, if we are hearing or not hearing and discussing, if the
yeah, you're right.
timeliness of the filing makes it a moot point, we might be giving a mixed message as to what's the proper process. It's like saying to someone, I'm sorry, this department doesn't receive your complaint, so what's your complaint? And letting them go on and give it, and then yet saying, sorry, we can't hear your complaint. It gives, maybe, that can be frustrating to people who are in a position to need to file an appeal, might feel like a mixed message. Just an idea.
No, that's pretty well articulated, that it's, you gotta do this in a timely manner, or it's a moot point. You didn't raise the argument, you mean, it's not an endless opportunity. Does anybody have anything else that they need to discuss as a board?
I don't.
Make a motion, I'll make a motion that we adjourn this meeting this evening.
Second.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. So it is.
No, just put it on to and breathe, thank God.
Yeah. Well, we didn't have to answer like questions.
So they just enabled that
They did change the dimension.
They did,
Enough to
yeah.
get- Enough to get it right on the number.
Yeah.
Now, there's a little bit of a wording in here
To have a meet and greet.
that makes me think we have leeway, but then there's something that says we don't. That you try for 1/3, you try for not less than 750. Those are the numbers we have to work with. And then, you know, red button,